So good morning. This morning it is a Firebird day. Yes, it's a Firebird day. So what am I doing on the Firebird today? Today I'm going to level it up. So I'm going to jack up the front. Right here, see I got my jacks all ready. Go underneath my support board. And then I have to build a cradle in the back, okay? Because I can't get on these rocker panels and running boards to jack this thing up on jacks properly until I get everything shored up. So I'm going to use the rear frame rails under the trunk here, actually under the wheel well. So frame rails right there. I'm going to build a fixture, sawhorse, if you will, so that I can support this thing, and I can also set the height. So I've got some levels to look at, get this thing so it's square, so that I can measure, when I start cutting these toe boards out. I want to measure where they're at so that when I put the new one in, it stays at the same spot. If you want to see more in depth on that, that's at Vinyl Village Garage. They have, John has a really good video on how to level the car up. So I'm taking his advice and making sure this thing is good and level before I start cutting into everything. I want to get it up in the air so that I can get this. I've got makeshift. So I've got some screws in here across this rocker panel to give it strength for opening and closing. But I mean, it's got the roof on it. It's got all the floor plan in right now, so I don't think it's an issue until I get it up in the air. But just to be sure, I want to make sure it's all, solid. So I'm going to jack this thing up, and I'm going to put the makeshift we call it sawhorse in the back, and then I'm going to put the jack stands under the front. Try to get it as level as I can today. That's my goal. As noticed, I still have to get my headliner out of there. I'm going to have to figure out how to do that. I've never done a headliner. I don't want to mess it up. That is the one thing I know that I don't want to do. So I'm going to have to take a look at it, and I'm going to have to watch some videos and see if I can find an instruction on how to get that out of there, because it is beautiful and I don't want to screw it up. And cutting in here is going to do nothing but throw dust everywhere on it, and I don't want to do that. So I've got, a little bit of work for restoration on this dash pad. Got one little crack in it right there, which I think I can repair. I've seen some different videos on people how they repair those, so I'm going to try to repair it. If not, we'll get a new one. But I want to save everything that I can. The dash is it's pretty good as far as paint goes. I probably don't need to paint the whole dash. However, where the instrument goes, yeah, that's all dry in there, and it's gray, not black. So I'll probably go over the whole dash, but I've got a whole bunch of things in there, little switches and lights and stuff. Like I said, this was a drag car, so it looks like there's a line lock in there and a shift light maybe, a couple things like that. So that's got to come out yet. So I'm not going to need any of that. I am going to put the automatic transmission in it that I discussed, and I've got a video upcoming. I think it comes out this week or last week, because you'll see this next week. So this picked up a transmission for this car, and I'm going to go into a little more detail about what the transmission is and why I went with this transmission. So at any rate, I'm going to get busy getting set up, and I'll get you guys in a location where you can see everything I'm doing. So stay with me, and we'll get this car jacked up. All right. Okay, so this side doesn't really have, because I've got a gap down here, this side doesn't really have a good reference for level on the rockers. The rockers pushed up a little bit from being bent on the cradle, so I can't really trust that. And this, like I said, is not all the way up in. It's flush against here, but either this is bent or something else is going on, because I got a 1/4 inch in here and I'm flush down here. So I'm not quite sure what's going on here, but I'm up against the base of my quarter panel, so I can't really go any higher there. I can, however, rock this up, and that is another story I'm not going to deal with today. The other side has not been touched and is all welded in, so I'm going to put the level on the other side. You won't be able to see it, but I'm going to put the level on the other side. So I'm going up with this. It's a little sketch. I got 2 jack stands under the front, but I've only got 1 focal point in the back, or fulcrum point in the back, so it can go like this. And I also, as I'm jacking up, I'm trying to go as vertical as I can without pushing the car forward or backward, so I don't rock my stands there. I didn't dare go any higher on the stands because of the drastic angle that the car was getting at this point. So I'm going to have to readjust those stands in the front so they're nice and solid. I don't really like where they're at right now. I like how high the car is, so I can work on it fairly easily, but this is going to take a couple of seconds to deal with. So we'll work it out that way and go from there. So I'm going to go put this over there so I can track where it's at. I think I might put it here on this side just so I get an idea till I get close. So, because I'm going to be underneath the car here. Okay, that's pretty close right there on this side, so I'm gonna go check the other side. Okay, so I'm just a little off level. I'm a little high in the back, and that's that extra amount that I went, but I mean, maybe in 4 foot, a 1/16 of an inch. It's not much at all. So I'm going to now stop videoing for a minute. I'm going to build this cradle in the back so that I can get this down and not be freaking out anymore. So here I go. The car is jacked up. It's on stands in the front with this 4x4, and then in the back I fabricated a little sawhorse, and it's I'd say it's pretty sturdy. I got to put a couple cross braces in it, but I ran out of 2x4s, so that's why the jack's still under there. I'm going to run over to Home Creepo and get some get another couple 2x4s because I want to put a couple more bracing because I'm anal, and if I'm going to be under it, I don't want to die. So at any rate, here is level. I don't know if you can see it on there. It's perfect. Ended up being perfect, so I'm pretty happy with that. Now I can look at what I'm going to do in here. So the headliner is an issue. I think I'm going to do more damage to it taking it apart than I am leaving it. I'm thinking about putting visqueen, hanging visqueen from one side to the other, and yeah, I don't know. I may end up putting a headliner in it anyways if I destroy it. So I think I'm going to leave it. I think I'm going to put it in there, or just leave it in there, and I'm going to take the rest of the trim out that I got in here, the door, the side panels and stuff like that, but I think I'm just going to leave it. Take my chances. I'll put visqueen up and tape it up when I'm doing anything. Of course, when I'm painting, I'm going to be taped off the whole door outlet anyways. So till the windshield comes out and the rear window comes out, which I have to do because I have to confirm that the troughs are good. I've got an issue right here that I've got to fix. This is good steel and not. So I can see it's bonded right here, and I can see it's cracked. So I'm gonna have to address this at one time or another. This section was bad, so it makes me suspect what's under that windshield. So I don't want to leak inside, so I'm gonna have to. The windshield's cracked anyway, so it's not a big deal. Then I have to get a new windshield. See, windshield's broken right there. So, anyways, so this is it for this episode of getting the cradle. You see the cradle underneath there is now loose, so I can get it working and cutting this out. So I've got to cut this whole center section out, and then I'll be ready to start working on those toe boards. Something that I found today when I started measuring is this piece right here has been cut. Okay, why was it cut? I don't know. Was it hit? I don't know. It's a 1/4 inch difference in height from this point to the floor, from that point to the floor. Is the floor level? I don't know. I'm gonna have to get a longer level that I can lay across there, and I can check and see if I'm level on the floor this way. I mean, this is just a cement floor, so it could be off. If it's off, then maybe I'm not as bad as I thought. But I don't know why this was cut, and I don't know if I can get a new one. It's two pieces together. It's the toe board and yeah, it's a little strange because I'm gonna have to look at the new toe boards because I have like zero clearance in here, and I have lots of clearance in here. So I think it's the configuration of the floor for your feet and for everything like that. I don't think it's bent. I think it's supposed to be that way. So the only way I can check that out is to pull it apart. Now I have this whole toe board. I could replace the bottom portion, but this side portion, I don't know what it comes with. I'm gonna have to research that. So, like I said, I think this is it for today. Got to work today and it's already 10:30 going on 11. So I'm gonna call this done for today as far as the car being jacked up and put on stands. So we're gonna call it good. So this is where the car is gonna stay, I think, right now. I don't see how else I'm gonna move it. So here it is until it's strong again. So this is the end of the video, and have a good day.